It's been an interesting time in my life at the moment, but I had the idea for today's video a couple weeks ago, and I, needless to say, have not had the opportunity to record the commentary until now, so I'm excited to finally get around to it. The topic of today's video is not really a hot topic. It's kind of honestly from before my time as a K-pop stan. I got into K-pop in 2020. This is more of a 2019 topic. I think many of us are aware of the artist Somi. She is a solo artist under the Black label, and she was originally under JYP, but before she could debut outside of I.O.I, um, she moved to the Black label. And many people believe that if she had stayed under JYP, she would have debuted with Itzy, and people have pondered how Itzy would have been different if that was the case. But I haven't seen a lot of people talk about if she had debuted still as a solo artist, but under JYP. And I've been thinking about this a lot. I need to preface this video by saying I am not so presumptuous to say I wrote a Somi album. What I do on this channel is pretty much creative, and that's where it ends. Creative, and that's it. That's honestly that's my motto. That's my brand. Um, I don't write songs. I don't like rhyming. I'm not good at it. I don't do it. I write poems. I write, you know, I jot down short ideas that, maybe I'll expand upon later, but probably not. This is not a Somi album. I'm not proposing that it is. It's for fun. It's all in good fun. So please don't take it too seriously. Please. That all being said, I want to start with B-sides because I did come up with ideas for a couple of B-sides. I I decided I was going to annotate the uh debuts of a couple of JYP girl groups, twice, Itzy and Nmixx. I annotated like I.O.I, Dalla Dalla, and O.O, and I came up with ideas based on each of them. So there's not much more to say than that. I guess we could just get into it. I hope that this is entertaining. So for like I.O.I, there's a lot of boasting. There's a combination of distance and closeness to wants. There is things are dismissive, except of one thing. There are a lot of commands, often directly preceded by questions. There's a lot of onomatopoeia. There's a lot of anaphora. And so, based on like ooh-ah or inspired by like ooh-ah, I came up with unknowing. I just looked up science Latin, and that was what came up. And I thought it was funny. Uh, uh, so, the idea is love is science. Obviously, Twice has scientists. Love ain't a science. In this case, love is science. It's about studying to get ahead and being very intelligent, if a bit naive about what is unsatisfactory. I noticed that like ooh-ah and Dalla Dalla were very much from a female perspective, and I thought it was interesting how they portrayed that perspective. I thought I wanted to um, portray it in a different way because it was kind of limiting all of that. So yeah, I love like ooh-ah, but it's not a great representation of what it means to be a girl. That being said, going into the Dalla Dalla, which is a little bit better, there's epistrophe, there's, recitation going on. They're talking about they and sisters. There are rhetorical questions, exclamations. There are simple sentences, usually starting with I. There's lineation, sort of leveling statements. There's contrasting perception as well as confirming perception and consolation going on. For this one, I decided on the title Sisterhood of the Traveling Dam, obviously inspired by Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but it's, the dam, the urge to give a damn is traveling. Uh, it's sort of about actual sisters and navigating communicating affection while finding each other annoying fairly often, which as a sister I could, yeah, that's the reality sometimes. And then I feel like that's such a strange idea to propose, and yet I'm like, okay, moving on. And then O.O.'s song, XOXO has a lot of onomatopoeia. There are commands that are unclear, but both praising and insulting in a specific way. There are short questions turning to ones with more world building. There's anaphora. There are specific products. There's repetition of words back to back. There's building of character, and there's equating things that cannot be perceived. For this one, I decided on Dance Dance, sort of like Dance Dance Revolution. It would have lofty descriptions of the music of the spheres as if equals. And if you're unaware of the music of the spheres, it's basically like the universe is made up of spheres controlled by celestial bodies that sort of clink together and create music, harmony, all that good stuff. It's interesting. I could not explain it very well, but that's my attempt. And then for the title track, like I said, this is not a song. This is not a song. This is a poem. This is an idea. This is take this with a grain of salt. I'm not saying it's good. But I had the idea that it would make a lot of sense for Somi to debut with a song called Lime. I'm honestly surprised that I don't know any K-pop songs called Lime. I feel like it's a very K-pop title. But anyway, I have something written, so I'm just going to read it out and then we can talk about it a little bit more after that. So, Lime, who faces combat more than a girl, who has more decisions at hand than a girl with golden locks. There she has her hand of cards and cards of spades, not hearts. On a scale of pure citrus, just enough for a blonde, I want to be juicy, not sour. My body wants to rescind from itself from today. They don't get I taste like lime. It's not a crime to taste like or to bite. Ignore the look of green and you'll find so much more delivered. It's tiring to be so perfect, whether or not it shows surface. I am a steady diet. Why are creatures so particular? Why do the meticulous make it further along? It pays to be picky in years and dollars and cars of spades, not hearts. On a scale of pure citrus, just enough for a blonde, I want to be juicy, not sour. My body wants to rescind from itself from today. They don't get I taste like lime. It's not a crime to taste like or to bite. Ignore the look of green and you'll find so much more delivered. It's tiring to be so perfect. Whether or not it shows surface, I am a steady diet. We shrivel, we shrink, we salivate to survive. My body reacts to my body's reaction. Something sort of nervous, but I know my mind is green. It's not a crime to taste like, or to bite. Ignore the look of green and you'll find so much more delivered. Deliver and quiver. It's silly. um, so the first line was very much inspired by my Kazuha video and my discussion of how I like combining combat boots and pretty dresses. Honestly, that was just for me. But going on, I liked the idea of, girls have a lot of pressure on them. They have to make a lot of decisions. Goldilocks had to make a lot of decisions. Obviously, nowadays, Somi has her signature blonde hair, so it kind of makes sense to implement that. Just talking about hands of cards. I I've had to learn about cards recently for math, and so they were on my mind, and I like the symbolism with spades, not hearts. Um, if you are aware of the citrus scale, I am sorry that I reminded you of it. I am aware of it, and I unfortunately had a very strong urge to reference it, so I did. Um, I like the idea of limes being perfect, for Goldilocks for a blonde. Uh, the idea of being juicy, not sour. Obviously, when you eat something sour, your body has an instant reaction, but some people end up liking it, so there's that. The line, it's not a crime to taste like, or to bite was very fun to write. I thought that was, you know, kind of cute. For the look of green, I once took a quiz that said my mind was green. It was like, what color is your mind? And I got green. So I've kind of had that in my head for a while. And obviously, there is so much to a girl's mind. Tiring to be so perfect. I like the idea of Goldilocks being like, well, I'm perfect and I am a steady diet. Just reaffirming your worth. Um, and then the why are creatures so particular versus kind of, talking about people being picky because people don't like limes necessarily. And it's kind of talking about how unfortunately it kind of pays to be picky, but we kind of go back to, you know, as a lime, they're perfect. as a lime. They're perfect. They are a steady diet. They are a steady diet. Um, with the bridge, you know, we shrivel, we shrink. There is again the reaction. There is again the reaction, and our body has, we have a lot of bodily reactions. Sometimes it's a reaction to a reaction, which is kind of talking about how there's the idea that our bodies, like, there's a stimulus and our bodies react, and then we perceive that reaction in order to feel, you know, fear, for example. That's a big one. You know, you see a bear, your body gets scared. your or you see a bear, your body reacts to that, and then you react to how your body reacts, and that's why you feel scared. That's kind of an idea that people have. Not necessarily what I agree with, but that is an idea. Um, so when talking about something sort of nervous, that's kind of why it's the nervous system that I'm talking about. And I know my mind is green. It's, you know, there's a resoluteness to the speaker, and they deliver and they quiver. So this was an interesting video. I hope that this made some sense. I hope that this was entertaining. I just hope. This is my first video that I've made in a while. It's probably not that long for other people. In fact, I used to make videos every couple of months. So uh, the fact that I kept up pretty much weekly for that long was very impressive to me. Um, I guess there's so much to say. There's so much I can't say. Um, thank you for watching. If you commented on the recent community posts, thank you so much. I really appreciated what everyone had to say. Um, I want to take this channel seriously, even with silly videos like this, and I'm really grateful for everything that you guys have done, even if it's just subscribing, even if it's just liking a video, even if it's just clicking on a video, even if you know, clicked on it and you immediately clicked off. That I I want to take this seriously. I want to take a lot of things seriously, and I feel like I haven't been taking it seriously enough, and that's over. I know this doesn't make sense. Um, it doesn't have to make sense. That's what I've learned. Nothing has to make sense. It just is. So thank you. If you are new, people often say that my videos, maybe not this one, but people say my videos sound like English lectures, so I do leave a syllabus in the comments when I remember to. Um, if it's not there, look at another video, it'll probably be there. Thank you. Please leave a like and subscribe if you would like to. Thank you. Thank you. I thank you.